Leave behind a residue of happiness. Hand down an excess of happiness. Hand down an excess of happiness. Unexpectedly, you will come across a benefactor. Fortunate enough, your mother, your own mother, will have laid by a store of virtue and secret, meritorious actions. My advice to you, mankind, is to relieve the destitute and succor the distressed. Do not resemble those who will harp after lucre and show themselves unmindful and ties of relationship. That wolf-like uncle of yours and that impostor of a brother. True it is that addition and subtraction, increase and decrease, reward and punishment, rest in the hands of heaven above.
So has anything interesting happened today?
Recently? One thing, Bian has died.
Oh, he was the one with both of his legs cut off. Well, I heard they got the Jade out of the rock.
Yama, it's not that simple.
Oh?
You should go and check it out.
Alright, let's go see.
As humans die, they all go to death. Arbitrary will determine one's lifelines. Yama will determine one's sign. Based on difference of signs, one may go to hell or have a new birth. Soldier, cut off his leg.
I am Bian. I was framed for lying to the king, but I have this genuine Jade here, and he didn't believe me, and so he cut off my leg. But I know that it's worth it because it's like so valuable on the inside, and I would even die as long as everyone, as the world could see that this is real Jade.
King Li dies, and King Wu governors.
I heard that King Li died. He deserved it. He didn't recognize the true value of my Jade when I brought it before him, and he cut off my leg. I also heard that King Wu killed King Li's son to acquire his position as Lord, and so that means that he must not act as King Li did. I'll bring my Jade before him. He will recognize that it is true Jade.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Stand up. I was heard that you are the best Jade expert around Kingdom E.
Thank you for your compliment.
So, have you ever heard a man named Bian?
I have not heard of him, no.
Bian is a man who wanted to give out his stone Jade when King Li's period, and as he said that a legendary Jade was hidden inside the stone. But the Jade expert was confident that nothing is inside the stone. The stone is only a normal stone. Thus, King Li then cut off his left leg.
Please forgive me, Your Majesty. I truly did not know this.
Stand up. I'm here not to punish you.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Today he will take his stone come and give to me. I will then ask you to come out and examine it. As long as there is a chance that there were jade inside the stone, tell me, no matter the quality.
Yes, Your Majesty.
卞和 come in.
You did it.
I am Bian. I have brought my Jade to present to you.
You did a good job. Soldier, ask the jade expert to come in.
Jade expert, come in.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Stand up. This is the Bian I mentioned to you. He said that he has a legendary jade to me. You examine it. Once it is a real jade, you too will be rewarded.
Yes, Your Majesty.
This is real Jade.
Your Majesty, I do not believe that there is any real jade in here.
You, the Bian, you really lied to your lord. I was told to the jade expert that as long as there was a chance that the jade may hide inside the storm, I will help you to the reward. But this makes me so angry.
I'm not lying to you, my lord.
Soldier, kill the one who lied to me.
No, Your Majesty. Please, you cannot kill him.
Why?
Your Majesty, even though he lied to you, he only wanted to give you his real treasure. Even though there's no real Jade in here, you cannot kill him now, or else your people will no longer want to give out their real treasure.
Go.
People in the world all know that me, King Wu, Xun Tong, is a man who are reasoning. Under considering that you have the positive starting point, I then will not kill you. But do not get happy so early. Death is avoidable, but punishment is unescapable. As you lied to King Li, he cut off your left leg. Today, I will cut off your right leg. Wish this will let you understand I'm not a foolish. And let the world know, do not lie to me. Soldier, cut off his right leg. No! This makes me so angry. I was thinking Bian is a good man, but he uses the fake Jade to lie to me. He thinks that I'm the same as King Li. So angry. But it's good though. In the future, less people will seeking for a government position by hand on their treasures. Me, King Wu, could be considered as a good king. Why there will be people lie to me? Nothing. The Bian is so hateful, but brutal as King Li. Did not kill him. Lucky that I also did not kill him. Otherwise, my fame. Thanks to Jade Expert. Soldier, thousands of gold to the Jade Expert.
Who is crying?
It is I!
Millions of people get punished. Why you are crying so desperately?
I'm not crying because I lost my legs. I'm crying because I offered my valuable Jade to 2 kings and they both denied me and said it was worthless. It's not worthless, it's a real Jade stone and I'll die to prove it. Yes, it's real!
You are the Bian, alright?
I'm Bian. Have you heard of me?
I'm the king of king who battle and pass his supposed position today. I will have my jet expert examine it. If there's a jet inside, you will be named a duke. Jet expert. Soldier, ask my jet expert, come in and examine the jade.
There is a Jade inside, the epic Jade. I will ask people to engage into the imperial sale, and it will last millions of years. Everyone will know only a wise king like me could own the great Jade.
Judge, what do you make of all this?
Yama, I do not think Bian is a good man. Let's ask him to come in.
We shouldn't rush into that. Well, I want to talk to Bian. We should talk with the other kings first.
Yes.
Bring me the Jade expert.
Your Majesty, Lord Yama.
You may rise. I heard you were the one that examined the Jade for King Wu. Do you remember Bian-He's Jade?
Yes, I do remember, but I truly did not think that it was Jade. From the outside, it looked like any other stone that I'd ever seen in my vast experience as a Jade expert. And so when I said that there was no Jade, it was because I truly believe there's no chance that there could be any Jade inside of it. I'm sorry.
But why couldn't you tell that there was any Jade in it?
It was just how it appeared. It was plain and simple, and it looked like any other stone that I thought would be regular stone. I just did not think that there was Jade. I'm sorry.
Well, I suppose it could make sense. While pearls are everywhere, not everyone can see them. Who would have imagined that there would have been a piece of Jade in that stone? You may leave. This is really interesting.
It is. The Jade expert is an honest man. It is reasonable to believe that he could not tell that there is Jade inside the stone. He's just a normal person.
That is true. Bring King Wu to me.
Yama,
King Wu, you've killed to get your current position and undoubtedly have killed others to retain it.
Thanks for the praise.
But today I ask you about a person, Bian.
Bian, that little liar. A king like me almost fooled by him. He used a fake stone to deceive me. I said if there's any chance of finding Jade inside the stone, I would reward him. But my Jade expert said it was only a normal stone.
Yes, I know that. But do you know that after your death, they discovered a jade inside the stone? An epic jade. They call it Bian's disc.
There was a jade and it was an epic jade?
Yeah.
So the Jade expert lied to me.
But what I don't understand is, why did you promise the Jade expert compensation regardless of if you found any jade inside?
Because I did not want to be like King Li. I governed my people like in my own way. And King Li was stupid. What he liked, I do not. I will take things as treasure that he abandoned.
That makes sense. King Li was a fool. His country failed. Only compared to him could someone like you be considered a wise ruler. You may take leave.
Yama, King Wu is really a good person.
Yeah, I'd admit that. While his life has been full of conflict, he has made his country better. Bring Bian to me. Rise. I've heard that you had a piece of jade. Is this correct?
Right.
How did you know there was a piece of jade in that stone? Well?
Okay, it was in a dream. I received a dream from the ancestor of Chu, and he said that on Mountain Jing there would be a stone with jade in it. So I went, and there I saw a phoenix perched on the stone, and I know that a phoenix will not rest where there's no treasure. So I took the stone.
Did he ever bother to mention this to the king? You are dismissed.
Bian hugs the stone, sitting together on Mount Jing. Remembers what happened to him under the Three Kingdoms. 2 legs had been cut off first. Fight, Imperial Jade Seal. Bribery, sacrifice the body to the Imperial Kings. Cutting the stone, polishing the jade, secretly on your own.
Bian and King Wen are both very similar in that they are greedy. However, Bian is a lucky man. He deserves the jade. It is Chu who blessed upon him the vision of the phoenix. While he does deserve the jade, he walks the path of a greedy man.
But he could not tell the dream to the other kings, otherwise they would have killed him. He is not of royal blood, therefore he does not deserve to have a dream. He could still be blamed for all of this.
Fine. King Li deserves damnation. King Wen and Bian shall be given normal birth, but King Wu will be born a ruler. See that it is done.
是故乡。
The legend of Bian He and his disc is frankly a very bizarre type of story, and I'm not 100% sure if it's because it's a legend and so it does have that kind of larger than life quality to it, or if it's just uniquely strange. Um, the version we went over for class was, as opposed to like our extended version that we're presenting, um, really accentuates just how strange and how odd these characters are, and like how they react is just completely irrational to what is essentially a person presenting a rock that may or may not have a piece of valuable stone within it. And while on the surface level, it's really easy to say like, yeah, it's a really weird story. Um, why would you read something like that? But it's also a symptom of like the setting in which this story was written, which is the Warring States period, an awfully, horrifically violent period in history where people will kill you for just a chance at bettering themselves. And so you see that in a story where where a character who's an honest man is beleagued because he presents something that may not be as valuable as he thinks, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of a time capsule, um, showing exactly like how brutal that part of history was.
I think Bian He is unbelievable. It's hard to say whether he's a good man or bad man, and it's hard to judge whether his behavior was wrong or right. At the time he found that Jade, he didn't appropriate it to himself. On the contrary, all he thought was to give it to the king, to the country. He was so stubborn that although the king did not trust him and cut off his legs, he still insists giving it to them. He should have lived a happy and wealthy life with the Jade, but he did not fear a failure and have a strong willing to achieve what he wanted. All in all, I think he's brave, patriotic, and but a little bit stubborn and stupid.
I think Bian He takes the situation way too far. He's so obsessed with this jade, even beyond its physical value, he attaches his own like moral integrity to it. And that's why when the king rejects it, like, he's so devastated, and he desires recognition ultimately for his own good character. And when he doesn't get it, he regresses into this like wailing, suffering victim. And I think viewed from a contemporary perspective, Bian He is like, I don't know, like pretty insane. He basically volunteers his second leg to be chopped off and wails for days at the base of a mountain. And I think this lament like actually shows his immaturity, because I think he could have just opened the jade rock himself to begin with, or convinced someone else to do it or help him, or even after his leg was cut off, he could have leveraged his poverty and suffering to like convince someone benevolent to help him. But instead he just makes a scene and still goes straight to another king who he knows isn't going to recognize its value. So why not open it, reveal the jade, and symbolically reveal his own character and value, and then present that to the king and be honored.
I think the story of Bian He does bring up a good question of whether or not Bian He is a good person or if he's actually just a bad person. For me, I think that Bian He, deep down, he's actually truly just a simple farmer that wants to please his king, and that's why he brought the jade before the king. And after the first time, he had one of his feet cut off. You'd think after that, if he had some other ill intentions, that he would have been dissuaded by having a foot cut off, that he would have stopped trying to give the emperor the jade, or he would have gotten out of the area and left and just ran away. Not literally ran away because he only has one foot, but I still think that he simply wanted to, gain favor, yes, but that could be seen as selfish. But I personally think that that's just simple
still him being a simple guy at heart, and it does offer up a lot to think about of whether or not us as humans are also trying to do that, whether we're trying to please our teachers, our parents, our other friends, or living up to those expectations, or being a people pleaser all our lives, or whether or not, or like what extent we go to be like a people pleaser, or to fulfill people's expectations of us. Like Bian He, he just wanted to give Jade to make his king happy, and I think pretty easily to see that this was just him being a good person, not anything bad about him. So that's just my take on Bian He.
So, in my opinion, Bian He was really foolish. He put all of his personal self-worth into what kings thought about him. When he could have been living a meaningful life, he placed all of his meaning on trying to prove he wasn't a liar. So I feel like in the end, I don't think it really mattered what the kings thought, or the Jade expert, or anyone in this narrative for that matter. I think he should have been thinking about what about his family and friends. In my opinion, what they thought of him and what he thought about himself as a person should have been what mattered the most, should have been what was most important to him. So I guess all in all, I think that Bian He was pretty foolish and should have remembered what was really important and whose opinions really mattered.